What's up, everybody, and welcome back. So I obviously have another manga recommendation, and surprisingly, this manga recommendation is actually by an author whose manga I already read also, which I wasn't planning that. That's not what I was trying to do, but just kind of happened. And it honestly happened for the same reason that the last recommendation happened, which was because I saw the artwork and I felt like, that seems very familiar. So obviously I had to click on it, had to read it, and I was like, oh snap, I know this. So today I'm recommending Can I Live With You, which maybe by the artwork you can already kind of see the similarities to another manga. Maybe you read it, maybe you watched the one season of anime that it got. But this is another work done by Case Suga, which if you don't know who she is, she wrote Domestic Girlfriend, which got that one season of anime back in 2019. I don't know how people reacted to the anime because honestly, I didn't watch it myself. I think I watched like the first episode, maybe, but I had read the manga. Judging by the topics, I wasn't sure if people were going to enjoy it because it was a step-sibling relationship, but granted, they didn't become step-siblings until they were like 17. So, I don't know. Either way, I like her. I like this author. I think she's good. Domestic Girlfriend at the end, at least at the end of the manga, got a little wonky, got a little too soap opera drama kind of for me. So the last arc was not the best. I'm hoping that doesn't happen with Can I Live With You, but so far so good. So Can I Live With You is only 17 chapters right now, and it's a harem romance seinen slice of life about Hiromi Sonoda, who is living in the share house Corpo Chloris. And obviously that share house is a woman's only share house. So you might be asking, well, how then is he living there? Manga magic, my friends. Manga magic. So Hiromi Sonoda has a pretty sad backstory. His parents died when he was a child, and he was raised by his one and only grandmother. And where the manga starts, we get to see him getting broken up with by his girlfriend because she found somebody else who makes more money than him because he had just lost his job, and then she kicks him out of their apartment. So right off the bat, homeless, single, and has no family. Nothing's looking too great for this guy until he applies to live at a shared house, Corpo Chloris, which is only for women, but he didn't know that because the advertising was poorly done, so he couldn't tell that it was only for women. He was accepted to be able to live at the share house by the old lady who owns it because she read his name and thought that he was a girl. So obviously when he shows up, they're like, well, this isn't gonna work, and it doesn't. They don't let him live there, but they let him stay the night because he's like, I lost my wallet also, my phone is dying, and I have no money to actually stay anywhere. So, the owner of the share house is like, oh my goodness, this is a terrible situation for this young guy. So she lets him stay in the empty room for the night, and of course, shenanigans ensue. This is a harem romance where one guy is living with 5 different girls. So some of the typical harem romance stuff happens, like, running into a bathroom when you probably shouldn't, which I obviously can't help. But if you've read enough manga, you know what I'm talking about. So he gets to stay the night. He makes them some food as a thank you for letting him stay there. They eat it in the morning. They're like, oh my gosh, this is really good. Did he leave already? And the old lady says, yeah, he's left, but I feel so bad for him. And then she catches the girls up on his backstory, and they're like, oh my gosh, maybe we can let him live here. So obviously they go out looking for him. They find him. He gets to live in the share house with them. And these 5 girls are Lily Tanigawa, Mio Iwaki, Anju Ue, Yukari Kirishima, and Tsubasa Tanazawa. So he gets to live there because, they feel bad for him. So they go searching, they bring him back, he gets to live there. The only thing he has to do, it's not one of these share house ones where he has to be like the manager of the place. The only thing they ask him to do is to cook, and they'll buy the food because he doesn't have money to buy the food. So they're like, we'll take care of your portion if you just cook all the meals. So that's what he does. He's cooking all the meals, looking for a job, getting into shenanigans with the girls, while also helping them with their issues, right? This is, for the most part, a typical share house harem manga anime that you might have read, that you might have seen. The exciting part about it is completely on the author. I read Domestic Girlfriend. I enjoyed Domestic Girlfriend. Again, like I said in the beginning, the ending was not great to me. It went off the rails in that last arc. But what this author does great is that she's great at characters. She's really good at characters. So the characters so far are really good. They do mimic and match some of the stereotypical aspects of what you would think like a tsundere, but they also feel like actual people versus like caricatures, which makes sense because a woman is writing other women, so no surprise that it would feel more authentic. If you've read Domestic Girlfriend, if you watched the anime, this is like that except more mature. So the topics that they talk about are more mature. Some of the lines of work are more mature, seeing as one of them is I don't even know what you could. She's a pole dancer. She's an exotic pole dancer, and one of the girls also accidentally got him fired from his job. So she was actually responsible for him being fired. So she feels a little bad about that. But so far, one thing that is a little worrisome to me is the pace so far. There is 17 chapters, but my guy has helped 3 of the girls already. Not like change their lives kind of helped, but helped them in a way that you can obviously see that the romance part is about to start relatively soon, because he's aided them in these specific areas of their lives that they were struggling with, having issues with, and here he is not saving the day, but helping them manage them, helping them see it in a different manner, right? Helping them get over or things that they weren't really doing on their own, or they needed someone to kind of point out, and they're like, oh yeah, nah, you're right about that, dog. So far, it's pretty typical. Now, one other thing about the manga, I think there should be a mature tag. Not that it's like erotica, but there should be a mature tag, because if you read Domestic Girlfriend, this author, she doesn't pull punches, and she likes to keep things relatively realistic as far as development and how one would live and talk and act if they were, in an all-girls thing before, and now there's a dude. So it should probably have a mature tag on it, but it doesn't, but it probably should, just because there's a decent amount of nudity so far. But other than that, I like this manga. I think it's good. I think the characters are good. I think the storyline is pretty general and pretty basic, but again, I'm excited to see what the author herself can do with it because of the manga that I read of hers in the past. So I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. The releases are consistent, so that's always a good sign. And if you enjoyed Domestic Girlfriend, you'll probably enjoy this because it's more of her work just so far without the crazy soap opera-y of it. But if you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed the characters, you'll enjoy this. Will it be as successful or long running? I don't know. So far it's pretty quick, but that might just be trying to get to the main plot of the story, which is going to be, I don't know. But my guy still needs to find a job. Obviously these girls are gonna like him. He's gonna have to move out because there's a no dating rule. Things are gonna happen, and I'm excited to see what those things are. So if this sounds interesting to you, check out the manga Can I Live With You? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the podcast. Links to merch and all the other stuff is in the description boxes down below. Other than that, I will see all of you in the next one.